Aaron Vale had learned three things in his first month at the Galactic Academy. Humans were considered primitive, Earth's admission was a bureaucratic accident, and Lysara Venn found his existence hilarious. The Calrosian girl had made it her personal mission to remind him daily of humanity's shortcomings. Her species had conquered faster-than-light travel when humans were still banging rocks together. Her crystalline skin shimmered with bioluminescence, the evolutionary feature that made her people naturally superior in low-light combat scenarios. Everything about her screamed ancient nobility, from her triple-jointed limbs to the way she pronounced human with 3 syllables of disdain. Another failure. Primitive. Lysara purred as Aaron's energy blade sputtered and died during combat practice. Around them, other students wielded plasma whips, graviton hammers, and neural disruptors with casual expertise. Aaron's academy-issued weapon couldn't maintain a stable field in his hands for more than 30 seconds. Master Threll, the Vorgen combat instructor, clicked his mandibles in frustration.
Vale, your bioelectric signature is too erratic.
Humans lack the neural refinement for standard academy weaponry. Perhaps you should consider transferring to the agriculture division. Laughter rippled through the training hall. Aaron's jaw tightened, but he said nothing. What could he say? Every piece of technology here was designed for species that had evolved alongside it. Humanity had barely left its solar system before stumbling into the greater galaxy. They didn't belong here, and everyone knew it. That evening, Lysara found him in the archives, researching alternative weapon systems that might accommodate his primitive neural patterns. Still trying to prove you're more than a cosmic accident? She leaned against the data terminal, her inner light casting dancing shadows across ancient star charts. I have something for you. A gift. Aaron looked up warily. What kind of gift? She produced a blade from behind her back. It was perhaps a meter long, the metal so corroded and pitted that its original color was impossible to determine. The hilt was wrapped in crumbling leather and the guard hung at an odd angle, partly detached. It looked like something excavated from a landfill. This, Lysara announced with theatrical grandeur, is a relic from my family's vault, 10,000 years old, forged by master craftsmen whose names are legend. She thrust it toward him, barely containing her laughter. I'm sure it's perfect for you. After all, you both come from the same era of galactic development. The other students who'd gathered to watch howled with laughter. Aaron took the sword, feeling its unexpected weight. Despite its appearance, it was perfectly balanced. Thanks, he said quietly, refusing to give her the reaction she wanted. Oh, you're welcome, primitive. Try not to cut yourself. I'd hate for you to die of tetanus. Do humans still get tetanus? She swept away, her entourage following like moons orbiting a planet. Aaron carried the rusted blade back to his quarters. He should have thrown it away, should have recognized it as the insult it was meant to be. But something about it felt right in his hands. That night, unable to sleep, he sat cross-legged on his bunk and examined it more closely. The rust seemed almost decorative in places, following patterns that might have been etched designs. He ran his thumb along the blade's edge and found it still sharp despite its appearance. As he held it, feeling its weight and balance, something strange happened. A faint glow began at the hilt, pale blue like Earth's oceans. It spread slowly up the blade, following channels he hadn't noticed before. The rust didn't disappear, but beneath it, through it, light pulsed like a heartbeat. His heartbeat, Aaron nearly dropped the sword in shock. The glow faded the moment his grip loosened, then returned when he grasped it firmly. He spent the next hour experimenting, watching the light respond to his touch, his intent, even his emotional state. When he focused, the glow intensified. When he relaxed, it dimmed to a soft luminescence. The next day in combat practice, he brought the sword. Master Threll's mandibles twitched in what might have been amusement. Vale, we train with energy weapons here, not archaeological curiosities. Request permission to demonstrate. Master, Aaron said formally. The instructor gestured assent, clearly expecting entertainment. Aaron moved to the center of the training floor, aware of every eye upon him. He heard Lysara's distinctive laugh from somewhere in the crowd. He took his stance, the sword held low, and breathed. The blade began to glow. This time it wasn't the faint luminescence from his quarters. The light blazed electric blue so bright that students shielded their eyes. The rust remained, but beneath it, the sword revealed its true nature. Channels and circuits of impossible complexity. A technology that made the Academy's energy weapons look like children's toys. The blade hummed with power, not from any external source, but from Aaron himself. Master Threll's casual posture evaporated. Impossible. That's a conduit blade. They haven't worked for millennia. The species that created them went extinct before the Academy was founded. Aaron moved through the basic forms he'd been practicing, and the blade responded like an extension of his will. It cut through training dummies designed to withstand plasma fire. It deflected projected energy beams with contemptuous ease. The light pulsed and flowed, responding to his intent faster than thought. Conduit blades required a specific biological resonance, Master Threll continued, his voice stunned. They were designed for a species with chaotic neural patterns, with biological systems that ran on electrical impulses rather than photonic networks. A species that could provide raw, unrefined power. Understanding dawned across the training hall. Humanity's erratic bioelectric signatures, their primitive neural wiring based on electrical synapses, their chaotic, adaptable biology that made them incompatible with modern standardized technology. It wasn't a weakness. It was a key. Aaron lowered the sword and the glow faded to a gentle pulse. He looked directly at Lysara, whose crystalline face had frozen in an expression of shock. "Thank you for the gift," he said simply. "It's perfect." The silence stretched for a heartbeat. Then Master Threll began to laugh, a clicking, chittering sound of genuine amusement. "It seems, Miss Venn, that your ancestor's weapon has found its wielder at last. And it seems humanity's place in the galaxy may have been waiting for them all along, just 10,000 years late." Aaron Vale returned to his place among the students, the ancient rusted sword comfortable against his shoulder. Around him, he felt the shift in perception, saw the recalculation in dozens of alien eyes. Humanity wasn't a cosmic accident or a primitive aberration. They were the inheritors of something far older, something the modern galaxy had forgotten. And that changed everything.